Hey guys, and welcome to Jurassic Room. So this is a big video, guys. And this comes from Jurassic underscore World 2018. Close friends with him on Twitter, and he released this picture. And I'm going to show it to y'all in just a second. I'm going to scooch this around. There we go. Show y'all this picture. It should be up on the screen already, but apparently these are the confirmed dinosaurs for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So it's really cool, and we're gonna go from right to left, and we're gonna do an in-depth discussion because I did not break down the trailer or the teaser yet. I've got to do that, man. I gotta break them down. I'm probably gonna break them both down in one video because the same stuff was in both in the trailer. But anyway, we're going to be talking about the dinosaurs right now. And this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, from what I can think of. It's going to be the last video. I'm not doing any reactions or anything for a little while. I got to do Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I want to do the Batman Ninja. And some other things. I got to do Ready Player One. But, and tomorrow, of course, guys, as you know, we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Last time I checked, I think we're at 1,020 subscribers. So that's pretty cool. Check out the previous videos that I did. The last one was about the live streams. Other one was about my review of Reptile City. And the third one was of the Marvel Soundwares I got for Christmas that came in early. So, that was really cool. And of course, the next video we'll be doing will be the live stream for the 1,000 subs, which will be tomorrow, I think around 8. I'm going to post it tomorrow on what time I'll be doing it, because tomorrow I'm going to be going Christmas shopping. We're supposed to do it today, but we decided to do it tomorrow. So I'm going to be Christmas shopping most of the day, but hopefully we'll be back in time for me to do the live stream around 8 o'clock, my time. Easter, it would be Eastern time, right? Yeah, it's in Alabama. And, so hopefully y'all get to tune in for that. Hopefully we get a good turnout. And then because the first thing we're going to be talking about will be the dinosaurs from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But this is, of course, Jurassic Chat. So if you want to talk to me about more about that tomorrow, it'll be the first discussion in the live stream once y'all hit me up. And it'll probably be, once you start live stream, I'll give it about 10 minutes, or about 6 minutes or so before everyone comes in. And the live stream will be around 30 minutes to an hour long, which is what I'm trying to push. That can be a little difficult with the phones, you know, but hopefully we'll make that work, as you know. And then Sunday, I'm going to try, I can't promise this, I really want to do a second live stream, which will be with the girls and the family. We'll be talking only about, really, Christmas and maybe some movies in 2018 and all that, our favorite animal, and stuff like that, you know. Try and get them involved and see what they want to do after, on Sunday, which will be Christmas Eve. So that would be really cool, a Christmas Eve live stream. And I'll try and get them... pitch that to them. But since we're 3 minutes in, let's already go ahead with this Jurassic Chat. Number 36. But anyway, we got Human. And the next one would be Compsognathus. Stygimoloch. Blue the Velociraptor. Indoraptor. Pteranodon. Gallimimus. Baryonyx. Carnotaurus. Allosaurus. Ankylosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, TRex, Apatosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and Mosasaurus. So let's go through that again. Compsognathus, of course we know they were in the past, they were only ever in Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, The Lost World Jurassic Park. Bigger in The Lost World, because of course they attacked Peter Stark, and the little girl, I forget her name right now. I got it somewhere in my list. Actually, I think I might have it in my little JP journal that I wrote a while ago. I'll have to go do a review on that. I believe it should be back here, all the different characters. Okay, Jurassic World cast. Okay. Okay, no, I don't have it in this book. Anyway. But, as you know, they're pretty big in that movie, and I always love the compies in that movie, because we always saw the props, and you see in the making how they attack him. It's so cool. I love the compies. And then, you know, I always had a theory about this. I'm going to do this in another, like, a Jurassic Chat, like, a short Jurassic Chat, whether they're poisonous or not, because I've always kind of speculated that. Are they, venomous, due to how many, you know, it took to take Peter Stark down, and whether, you know, maybe they are venomous in the series, because they are venomous in the the novel. But of course, in the novel, Procomsignathus was on Isla Nublar, but unlike in the canon, they've never been on Isla Nublar. They've always been on Isla Sorna. However, the only media that shows them on Isla Nublar was Jurassic Park, the game, which you see them scattering around, usually in small scenes like looking at the dead Parasaurolophus, and then some run away as the T-Rex shows up to attack the chopper. So it's really cool to get the compies back, because I love them. I love that one scene where then one moves amongst all the different toys, including Stomp and Strike. I will never own that Stomp and Strike. I would rather be called a hoarder and own like 10 Thrasher T-Rexes. Hold on. I got my Thrasher right here somewhere. I just had the Thrasher out. Hold on. Oh. I'd rather own 10 of these than one Chomping Rex. But anyway, moving on. Stygimoloch is a newcomer to the franchise. That's pretty cool. Frankly, I'll be frank. I really like Pachycephalosaurus. That was one of my favorite scenes in The Lost World when it comes and Robert Burke's talking about it and it rams into the side of that Jeep and knocks that guy in. I love Pachy's. And I like the little cameo made in Jurassic World, but I honestly kind of dislike the idea of throwing another Pachycephalosaurid animal in, or bonehead dinosaur in, taking its place. Especially because Pachy wasn't really used that much anyway, so I really would have rather seen Pachycephalosaurus than Stygimoloch, but Stygimoloch kind of looks cool. It had more spikes and it's a little smaller, so we'll see how it goes. And I heard it's supposed to play a bigger part in the movie, so we'll see how that turns out. Next is Blue, the Velociraptor, and of course we already know all about Blue. She was in Jurassic World. She's the Beta Raptor, and she was the only survivor that we know of, because we got that scene where she... and we don't really know what she's doing. Next is the Indoraptor, the new hybrid in this movie. Instead of the base genome being a T-Rex, it's instead Velociraptor, so it's smaller. And judging by the size of this thing, it's rearing up like a kangaroo. I would say it's gotta be right around, if Velociraptor is 6 feet, this animal, this Indoraptor, has to be a little over 9 feet tall, in my point. And it's got a weird head, too. It's got, well, when I look at it closer, I guess it does look a little more Raptor-like. Because at a distance, when you zoom out on the picture, it looks like the Stygimoloch almost, because there's a little spike in the back. But it might be quills or something like that. I hope it has quills at the Indominus, because you get that picture of it in the behind-the-scenes featurette, and we see its mouth is a lot like the Indominus. And I did look at it closer, and I can confirm that that is the same the same animatronic that J.A. Bayona took a picture with. I looked at the teeth, and they're the exact same, so it's the same animal. So he really apparently was next to the Indoraptor. But I'm very excited. And you look at it, it's got the raptor claw, if you can see on the bottom, and it's kind of hard to see because it's two different masses. You got this here and you got this here. It's hard to tell if that's the opposable thumb or if that's like the third claw. Maybe he has a third claw like the raptors instead of the 5 fingers. However, I just thought the 5 fingers was really scary. Okay, next is Pteranodon. And Pteranodon, of course, we've seen in Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. And technically The Lost World 2, it made that appearance in the ending. And then you had Jurassic Park 3, where they had the bird cage scene. Then you had Jurassic World, where they wreak havoc all over the island. And frankly, that was one of the more underwhelming parts of Jurassic World, personally for me, is because I thought, man, this just does not look anywhere real. Oh, and that's one of my favorite scenes from Jurassic Park 3, was the Pteranodon scene, because it looked so real, because they're soaring like an albatross, like what they've done probably in the wild. Then you look at Jurassic World and they're flapping around like little finches and just picking people up, picking a baby Triceratops up. And that's one of the low points of Jurassic World for me, personally. Although I did like their designs in Jurassic World. Although you don't know, maybe there were different genetics. Although I still think that the physics behind the Pteranodons was a little weird. But we also see them in the trailer, flying out of the canopy, flying towards the screen and all of that. And of course, Blue was in the trailer. Stygimoloch we didn't really see in the trailer, and then we saw Compies in the trailer. And then next is Baryonyx. And of course, Baryonyx is a newcomer to the well, it's a staple in the franchise, but mostly in other media. It was a species in the novel, and it's a species, one of the 8 species in the original park, and I'm going to have to address that. So apparently the whole mythos is kind of rewritten. It's no longer 15 species. There were 8 species, but others like Matriacanthosaurus were technically probably not bred yet. So Baryonyx is one of the species in the original park from what we know, along with Herrerasaurus, and really wish we could get Herrerasaurus in the franchise at one point. But Pachyrhinosaurus made an appearance, besides the media, finally coming up in the campaign material on the website for Jurassic World. And it's one of the species on the Cretaceous cruise, and they've updated the size of these animals too compared to what we saw on the website. They're much more accurate. This Baryonyx seems to be much bigger, especially if you look at the size chart. It seems to be much bigger than the little, like, what was it, like 10-foot tall counterpart? I think it said 10 to 15 feet on the website, and this animal looks to be a little over 13 feet or so, something like that, a little like 15 feet, and that looks a little hunched over too. Much more accurate to the size of the real animal. However, in the trailer, it was a little off by how small the arms were. When you consider Baryonyx with a big claw, that's a little discerning. Next is Gallimimus. Of course, this is an animal that has been in all the movies except Jurassic Park 3, I believe. I can't remember. I believe it. Yeah, I think it was in Jurassic Park 3. But, of course, in Jurassic Park, we see the Gallimimus stampede, and it gets eaten by the Rex. The Lost World, they're running around. Jurassic Park 3, I can't really remember a specific scene with them in it. And then, of course, Jurassic World, we kind of got that look back on Gallimimus Valley, which is the new exhibit in Jurassic World. And, of course, we see the mountain range at the same area from Jurassic Park. So that was pretty cool. And so we saw them in the trailer as well, running towards the camera and all that, away from what looks like to be the volcano and the Carnotaurus. And speaking of Carnotaurus, we'll go ahead and get to Carno. Carno is especially a newcomer to the franchise, an amazing animal, really deep into the lore of Jurassic Park. It was one of the staple carnivores of the Lost World novel. They could camouflage and change color. We don't know if they'll be able to do that in this movie yet. I really hope they do. And the design looks very close to the source material from Carnotaurus we've seen throughout the franchise, specifically the Demon Carnotaurus toy. And, however, I'd like to see if they could turn green and all that, similar to the comic and to the source material mostly. Let's see. And, I'm trying to think here. It's especially one of my favorite dinosaurs, and I've been waiting for this for a long time to come into the franchise. I can't wait to see Carno. And, of course, we have never seen it in any of the movies, except for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and it gets stomped on by Rexy, which we do see in the later part of the trailer, one running away. So either it's the same Carno that survives, or it's another Carno. Next dinosaur, and there's been a heap amount of speculation over this dinosaur. I do believe now that we're not going to see Suchomimus in this movie. But we will be getting Allosaurus, which is another Jurassic predator. It's a huge fan favorite, especially if you're a fan of the Walking with Dinosaurs series, or you know, I can think one of my favorite movies with Allosaurus in it was The Valley of Gwangi. Love that movie. And it's just such a popular dinosaur, and it's so cool to finally see it in the Jurassic Park franchise. And of course, we got that Allosaurus from the Showdown set, which was also in the trailer. And that was really the last set of media we've gotten, except for the iOS games and all that. Hopefully we'll see it in Jurassic World Evolution. All of these dinosaurs I want to see in Jurassic World Evolution, man. I can't wait to see how that comes out. But it's really cool to see Allosaurus. And it looks a little bigger than the Carno, from what we can see. And it looks just about the size of the animal we saw that got hit by the Gallimimus. You know, it's running alongside the gyrosphere. And, you know, I'm just really excited to see Allosaurus in the franchise now. And like I said, the CGI of the Allo is not done yet, so it's still got a little ways to go. But I know a lot of Allosaurus fans are going to be so psyched. And I really did not believe we'd ever see Allosaurus in the movies. But this is really cool. Although I do wish we could have seen Pachyrhinosaurus and Suchomimus and Microceratus in the movie, because I think, man, you would think we'd have some Microceratus in this movie. Because they're so small and they should be abundant. I want to see that battle, though. That's going to be one of my top 5 favorite dino battles for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Is Microceratus versus the Compsognathus. I just think that would be the most amazing small-scale fight. I just want Owen to make a joke about it like, this is epic. Or, this is gonna be awesome. But anyway, on to the next animal, of course, Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus, of course, we saw for the first time in Jurassic Park 3. They were just, like, kind of a snippet, and then we saw them during the river, you know, the... Then we saw them in Jurassic World, of course. We see the little herd, and then the one that gets, just demolished by the Indominus Rex. Poor thing. I was really kind of feeling sad for it in the movie when I first saw it. And then, of course, we see them running from the volcano in the trailer, and we saw that poor little one moving its little stubby legs in the final scene. Next is a surprising, and I think, yeah, it's probably Pachyrhinosaurus, and yes, it is. Pachyrhinosaurus is in the franchise now. So apparently that toy that came out a few years ago, the Pachyrhinus Rampage set, was for good. But it's a really odd-looking Pachyrhinosaurus. When you look at something like Walking Dinosaurs, the movie, or any other media, it looks very different than this one. It's got more curved horns, it's got the openings on the frill, and the horn is much more protruded, which I believe I've heard some theories that the horn could have come out a little more, but that's just how it typically stayed. It was more of a, I want to say, more like a ramming weapon, if you get what I'm trying to say. There's nothing really to compare it to, except a rock on its nose. But it's really cool to see Pachyrhinosaurus come into the franchise, especially because we saw the Pachyrhinosaurus animatronic that was at the Jurassic World exhibitions. I wish we could have gotten to see the one in the Chicago Field Museum, because my mom used to go to the Chicago Field Museum, but, you know, it's that. But Pachyrhinosaurus, new in the second Ceratopsian, or Ceratopsid, no, Ceratopsian, I was right the first time, to come into the Jurassic Park franchise besides Triceratops. I'm trying to think. Although I really, one day, I wish we could see Stegosaurus, because, you know, all the media around Stegosaurus, and then, of course, the novel Jurassic Park, because, of course, you had Yaphocephalus, Triceratops, and Stegosaurus. But anyway, the next animal, Stegosaurus, and of course, Stegosaurus has been a beacon in the franchise since the Lost World Jurassic Park, and of course, it was a big fan favorite, and people wanted this in the movie. So when it finally showed up, many people were happy. And of course, they were also in all the novels, and they've been in just about every Jurassic Park movie except the first. And then they reoccurred in Jurassic Park 3. You kind of see them in the background. Then the Lost World in Jurassic World, you see them kind of running around. You see them in the River Cruise. You see them in the Gyrosphere Valley. You see them, you know, all this. And I really want to see a fight between the Stegosaurus and the Indominus, but that's another one of the top 5 dino battles I want to see. Stegosaurus versus Allosaurus. I mean, how cool could that be, man? Stegosaurus versus the Allosaurus in the Jurassic Park franchise. That'd be so cool. I'm going to do that video soon. Might even do it tonight. I don't know. But, and then, of course, they're in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We see them running away from the volcano and all that. Next is Triceratops. And, of course, this has been in every Jurassic Park/World movie since the original. Of course, we see the sick Triceratops in the first movie. They're kind of a background dinosaur in the Lost World. You see that one hit that truck. They're in Jurassic Park 3 is more of a background dinosaur. You can see the size comparative chart there, right there. And then we of course see them in Jurassic World, where they're more of a attraction. And then you see the babies. People can ride them and all that. Always kind of felt sad for the babies. But anyway, and here's the one thing that's kind of off about me. The Pachyrhinosaurus and the Triceratops are almost the same size. And that's a little off-putting me, because the Pachyrhinosaurus is nowhere near really the size of Triceratops. It's a little smaller, but not nearly. If anything, the size chart looks almost a little bigger than Triceratops. So it's kind of a little off-putting. However, with all the inaccuracies, it could be just down to that's how the DNA was. But Triceratops, of course, was even Steven Spielberg's favorite dinosaur. So, of course, that's going to make a comeback because it's a fan favorite. And I would argue the second most popular dinosaur in the world besides T-Rex. And speaking of T-Rex, Rexy the T-Rex, of course, is back. And she's here to kick some Carno butt. She's here to team up with Owen and Blue and save the rest of the dinosaurs from extinction. Let's be honest, she and Star-Lord are going to come together, man. It's going to be like Infinity War, Fallen Kingdom. But anyway, of course T-Rex is going to be in this movie. It's been in every movie in the franchise. Rexy in the first movie, you got the buck and the doe and the Lost World and the baby. You got the little one that gets, or the male T-Rex that gets killed by the Spino in the third one. And then you get Rexy in Jurassic World, and then Rexy again in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Of course, the original. Who happens to be younger than my mom. And then, of course, next on the list, Apatosaurus. And Apatosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs from Jurassic World. I loved how they looked. I thought they were just such a cool dinosaur. I wish we could have gotten a toy of them. Why didn't we get a toy, Hasbro? And of course, Mattel, you better not jingle my bells and give us an Apatosaurus toy. I like it to do like sounds and all that too. But anyway, real feel. Hold on. Hashtag real feel Rexy. Or actually, Rex, even though this is a male. But anyway, of course, Pachyrhinosaurus, I really liked it. And it's a little smaller to the next contender, which will be happening. Of course, we see them in the trailer too, running away from the volcano, which is really sad because I think we saw one fall into the water. Next is Brachiosaurus, a returning dinosaur from the original movie. Of course, we see it in Jurassic Park. Of course, that was a big dinosaur in the movie. We saw them come up to the kids. It's the first dinosaur we see, especially in the franchise. It's the first one we see. Then we didn't see them in the Lost World. That was replaced with Maminkasaurus. But we did see them in Jurassic Park 3 when they're kind of walking across the riverboat area. Or, you know, the river. Then, of course, we don't see them in in Jurassic World, but they were teased that they were supposed to be an attraction in 2018, known as the Treetop Grazers. So, I kind of wonder, where did the Brachiosauruses go, and why would you hold them back as an exhibit for over 10 years? A little over 10 years since the park opened, a little more like 15 actually, to show them off, especially if they were the original animals, which I would have preferred if they were the original Brachiosaurus from the movie. Because, you gotta think, it must take a few years to grow those things. But anyway, kind of odd that because you hear their sounds in the background of Jurassic World, but I think that was just lazy sound editing with the Apatosaurus, frankly. But anyway, at least we're getting Brachiosaurus back in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Of course, it comes across the Innovation Center, and then we see at least one Brachiosaur. I can't quite remember, but I remember seeing one run away from the volcano, and it's going to be really sad because we know that Brachiosaurus is probably going to die. But the last and final animal on this list is, of course, the Mosasaurus. Of course, never appearing in any other media except, I think, the IDW comics. I can't remember. I haven't read them in a while. But, of course, it made its first appearance in Jurassic World, and it was a big part of that movie. An underwater sea reptile. Of course, everyone thinks it's still a dinosaur, but it comes up and eats the shark. And, of course, eliminates the Indominus Rex. Spoiler alert. But, cool to see Mosey back. Hashtag Mosey. So, I wonder what's going to happen with the Mosasaur in this movie. You got to think it's how it's been living, too. It's either an automatic feeder, or maybe it's just sniping animals from the side of the lagoon. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing has survived all these years. But you also got to think that, well, I won't throw that in right now. Reptiles can survive lengthy periods without eating, so. But anyway, it's cool to see the Mosasaurus back, and you're wondering if the submarine sequence will feature the Mosasaurus. As in terms of how these animals will play out, they'll play out just about as much as they can, I think. So we're gonna be I'm not gonna continue that. Sorry, guys. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and that is all the dinosaurs we know of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I doubt there will be any more, because of course this list up here was all the ones we saw in the film. As you can see, I'm gonna move this up here. All of these animals were the ones we saw in the film. So I think that this size comparative chart, which is probably a poster that they released, will be all the animals. And that's 17 in total, man. And of course, we basically saw them all in the trailer. So, really cool, guys. That's more animals we've seen in a movie than any other film. So it's pretty cool. So guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Join us for whatever videos we do tomorrow, the live stream. I don't know if I'll be able to get a playthrough of Duck Dynasty out yet. I'll try. I'll see. Maybe I'll even do it tonight because it's only 9:13. So, I don't know. May have to wait till next week to do Duck Dynasty again. But, thanks for watching, guys. And what do you think of this list of the animals? Are you excited? I know I am. I think it's a great roster of animals, even though we're kind of excluding a few of the other creatures that we know of are in the park. So, hold on. Let me count that up real quick. So, man, guys, if you count all the dinosaurs in the franchise, including, discluding any games or other media, that would be hold on. That would equal 29 different dinosaurs in the franchise alone. So these are the animals that basically reside in Isla Nublar, which may or may be dead or not. That includes Indominus Rex. That were in Jurassic World prior into now. Indominus Rex, T-Rex, Gallimimus, Velociraptor, Triceratops, Parasaurolophus, Edmontosaurus, Microceratus, Matriacanthosaurus, Baryonyx, Suchomimus, Pteranodon, Dimorphodon, Ankylosaurus, Stegosaurus, Apatosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Mosasaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus. Wait, did I already... Wait, Pachycephalosaurus. Did I do that wrong? I'm probably screwed up. Allosaurus, Carnotaurus, Stygimoloch, Compsognathus, Brachiosaurus, and Indoraptor. Only other 4 animals that did not appear or are not on Isla Nublar or in Jurassic World previously are Dilophosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Mamenchosaurus. So, although I am holding out, because I really, really wanted to see Dilophosaurus in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but especially because we saw the hologram and we've seen a little bit of Dilophosaurus merchandise go around. And also Stegoceratops. I really wish that wasn't a kill-it-off hybrid, because I really like the design of Stegoceratops. But, you know, that's that. So thanks, guys, for watching. And did I already do the outro? Yes, I already did. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. And hope y'all enjoyed the roster of animals. I'm definitely excited. So I'll try and get back to y'all on whatever videos I can do. See what we can do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And let's hit that 1,100 subscriber mark. Pennywise, the dancing clown.